there, it's Julie DiMatteo from thepaperpixie.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And in today's video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this adorable Ghirardelli chocolate holder that comes from a combination of ideas from Lori Heiling and Jana Troutman, both Stampin' Up! Demonstrators. And it's just a super sweet project, very easy to put together. So let's go ahead and get started. First, I want to talk about how beautiful this designer series paper is. It's called Delightful Daisy. It will be available in the new annual catalog that releases on June 1st. And this, I think, is my favorite pattern of all the patterns in the paper. And we are going to start with a piece of designer series paper that measures 4 inches by 6 inches. If you do have a directional pattern like this paper, you want your the up and down to be along the 6-inch side, and you can get 6 pieces out of 1 piece of designer series paper, so 1 piece of 12 by 12. So it's a great project to make multiples of. I actually hosted a LuLaRoe pop-up recently, and I thought that this sentiment, "You look gorgeous," was perfect for that. And if you don't know what LuLaRoe is, go check it out. It's like my favorite clothing ever. It's my working mom uniform pretty much. So anyways, I gave these out to all the ladies that came to my pop-up. Okay, so we're going to bring out the Simply Scored. One of my favorite tools, and on the 4-inch side, we are going to score it at 1 inch and 3 inches. Then we're going to rotate it and score it at 2 3/4 and 3 1/4. Now, if you only wanted to remember 2 measurements instead of 4, then you just need to remember 1 inch, so you can score at 1 inch. Go ahead and rotate it 180 degrees and score it at 1 inch again. And the same thing on the 6-inch side, score it at 2 3/4 and rotate it 180 and 2 3/4. Now remember, I will have all the measurements in the description of this video as well as on my blog post that will correspond with this. So don't worry about remembering the measurements, they will be written down for you. All right, so that's all the scoring we need to do. And then what I'm going to do is fold and burnish on all of the score lines. You'll notice that those two will fold to meet in the middle there. Okay, now what we're going to do next is fold those 2 long ways so they meet in the middle, and we're going to use the scallop tag topper punch to punch both ends of those. That should fit perfectly in the little tray here. This punch is designed to work with 2-inch pieces of paper. Go ahead, and you want to make sure that you are pushing it all the way to the inside there. I had a couple of them I didn't push all the way. All right, we can go ahead and put that punch away. And now what we're going to do is we are going to create some diagonal score lines. So I want to see if you can see, we've got our score lines here and here. And what we're going to do is to take this score line here and at a diagonal meet it up with the edge of the paper here. And I'm going to use my bone folder to help me with that by sticking it right there in the corner at the intersection of this vertical score line with the edge. And by sticking it there, that's allowing me to have that score line meet up with the edge. So I'm going to hold it up closer to you so you can see that. So we are basically taking this score line to meet up with the edge, like so. Okay, we're going to do that all the way around, so 4 times. I'm going to do the same thing, just going to take the point of my bone folder just to pinch it right there in that intersection of the score line to the edge. Meet that score line to the edge there. And fold and burnish so we get that little diagonal. Okay, we're going to rotate it and do the same thing on the other side. I'm not sure if you can hear the raindrops in the background, but we're getting lots of rain here in Atlanta tonight. So if you're wondering what that noise is, it's the raindrops. I'm not sure if it's picking up on the microphone there. Okay, there we go. So again, we are meeting that score line to the edge. Okay, so it's starting to come together here, all right? So now what we're gonna do is just gonna use our multi-purpose glue, and I'm gonna add glue in this section all the way to the edge here, okay? So basically we're not putting adhesive in this center, almost triangle looking section. All right, so I'm getting my glue going. There we go. And just a little bit of glue. Don't be too heavy with it or else you'll have a glue mess on your hands. And I like to do both sections on the same side. And because we're only putting glue in those areas, let's see if you can see that. I'm going to go ahead and fold it down and press it to adhere. So you'll see when I start to fold it up, see how that works there? All right, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, we're just putting glue in this top and bottom section here. All right, fold that down. Press to adhere. All right. Look at that. Perfect size for a Ghirardelli chocolate square. So I'm going to go ahead and just fold back those flaps. Milk chocolate caramel. Yummy. All right, it just fits perfectly in there. I love it. All right, now we are going to close this off using a piece of, now I'm going to have to look up this ribbon, excuse my reach. The finely woven ribbon in the powder pink, one of the new in colors for 2017 to 2019. Really pretty ribbon here. It's about 1/2 inch wide, and I cut a piece that was about 6 inches in length. I'm just going to gently fold it over, and we're going to angle off the ends here. That's just going to make it easier for us to stick the ribbon in there. Now, if you'll take a look at your paper, again, this was a directional pattern, so this is going to be our front. The flowers are going upwards, so on the back side, see the flowers are going downwards. And I'm going to show you how to do kind of that infamous Vera Bradley zipper pull, ribbon pull. Those of you that are familiar with Vera Bradley, they've got great ribbon pulls on their bags. And so what we're going to do is feed this through the back side. Okay, and I'm just going to hold that there with my index finger. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap this around the back. Okay, and then feed it back through the hole. Oops, let's see. There we go. And I'm going to flip it over, okay? That went through the hole, and then I'm going to stick that back up through that loop that we created. Now, I have practiced with this quite a bit. It might help to have a little bit longer ribbon if you're trying this for the first time. I might start with 7 to 8 inches, and then you can always trim off later. So I'm going ahead and pulling that through and just lining up those ends, and then I'm going to gently pull. Just gives you kind of a nice finish off a ribbon there. And then on the back side, it's pretty nice looking as well. All right, so there's the ribbon. That's going to hold it closed. Now we are going to stamp our sentiment, the "You Look Gorgeous." This is going to go onto pool party paper, and we're using Night of Navy ink. I'm just going to quickly, don't gasp, I'm using my ribbon scissors to cut paper. I know. Probably making a bunch of you cringe right now. Anyways, it's probably making my mother turn over in her grave. She always had scissors that were only used for fabric. All right, so go ahead and stamp that. Okay. And I'm pretty sure this is called the classic label punch, but now, of course, I can't remember on the spot. But we're going to go ahead and punch out the sentiment. This works perfectly with the sentiment. And I'm moving the sentiment over to the right because we're going to stick a little flower on there. So I'm going to leave some space here on the left for the flower. All right, and now on the back of that, I'm gonna stick, some of these edge dimensionals, because it is a thinner piece of, a thinner label, but those little half dimensionals on the side of the dimensional sheets are perfect for that. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and adhere that to the front of our project. I didn't want to cover up too much of this beautiful paper. All right, so now with the tree builder punch, I'm just gonna punch out a sweet little flower using the powder pink. Pop that out. And then I'm gonna take out the Stampin' Pierce mat and give this flower a little bit of dimension with the back of my paper piercer. And while I'm at it, I'm gonna stick a little rhinestone right in the center of that flower. Whoops. Oh. This rhinestone apparently does not want to oh, that is hilarious. This is a blooper for sure. All right. There we go. Sorry, dude. You got to stick to that flower. We need you. Okay. And then I'm just going to pick up a glue dot. And we'll stick that to the front of our project. So stinking cute. All right, there you go. A little Ghirardelli chocolate holder. Perfect as little party favors, little thank you gifts. Super cute, super quick project. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video. And then please stop by my blog, thepaperpixie.com, where I post projects every weekday. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Take care. Bye.